After using the presentations and pulling in, we've had our best fourth quarter that we ever had. Hi, I'm Travis Hall. I'm VP of Marketing of Remodel Health. Remodel Health is a software platform in which we help people get insurance for their organizations and help them save on average 34% on their insurance with going from a group plan to an individual plan. The reason why we actually went out and sought after GhostRanch was we were actually a really small company, and we were just starting out. And we weren't necessarily just needing just a pitch deck, but we were actually needing a lot of different materials. And the great thing with Mikey and Allie on their team, they're able to not only build this amazing pitch deck for us, but it also, because we're a small company, we were able to get those assets from the PowerPoint and use those through our different marketing materials. One, we didn't necessarily have a good sales presentation. So a lot of times we had some sales people, they made their own presentations, and everybody had their own different thing. Nobody had a consistent message that was out there. And so GhostRanch was able to bring all that together. They came in, they listened to us, they listened to each one's sales rep's presentations. One of the other pain points we had was we didn't have a lot of brochures, we didn't have our website created. And so we needed to wrap all those things together. And so we started with the pitch deck, and then we carried on through our marketing materials all the way through our website. What I loved about GhostRanch was they had been a part of the startup scene. They understood software companies. Mikey and the team at GhostRanch are the people that we chose because one of their experience, and two, that they come in and they listen to what is being said, opposed to a lot of times when you go with agencies or bigger agencies, you come in and they said, you know what, I've already know you guys are just like the other company down the road. We're going to rinse and repeat. This program's working over here for you, and we think that this will also work for the next person. So what I like that they took a really consultative approach. That moment that we realized that GhostRanch was really the right decision was the moment when we're going through the pitch deck that they developed, and I could see all the other ways that we can use all the other assets. And I knew exactly then that they got it. They knew that, hey, you're just not creating just a couple of slides, but you're actually creating a warehouse of assets out there. That was really powerful. Which then I was like, man, I can go back and I'm going to need somebody else to create the case study for us. So can you create the case study for us? And then they're like, yeah, that's great. So they absolutely got what we were doing as a business. After using the presentations and pulling in, we've had our best fourth quarter that we ever had. Looking at our metrics, one of the things that we obviously look at is our conversion rate for our sales team. And at the very beginning, obviously, going from a piecemeal piece to obviously a very professional, well-rounded, well-spoken presentation, roughly over $100,000 worth of sales went through the presentations that we're going through over a quarter. And so that was pretty positive. Now, actually, one of the better pieces is that we had an increase in our website traffic because we use a lot of those assets. We were able to use a lot of those metrics around conversion rate, and that went up over 30%. GhostRanch's responsiveness was on par of having an internal designer. They were really fast for us to be able to turn things around. There will be times I'm like, oh, we've got a presentation coming up, and they need this case study. Can you help us put this together? It's like within 24 hours, they were like right in there, giving us the assets that we needed. They're super responsive. I would highly recommend them to anybody, any of my peers. In fact, actually, I have. And GhostRanch really got the building blocks of a startup company. And they were able to break into that market and understand what I needed and what our team needed in order to get us off the ground.